oh, this music's so childish. I'm much more above this. So I don't know why all my people sound like sophisticants, but if that sounds like a sophisticant. Welcome to the 15th Floor, a Radiohead reaction podcast where a Gen X father tries to convince his Gen Z son that Radiohead is the greatest band of all time by introducing him to Radiohead music one song at a time. He reacts to the song for the first time and gives it a score based on his reaction, and I talk about how much I love the song and why it contributes to that hypothesis that Radiohead is the greatest band of all time. Last video we did was 15 Step, and I put it out on a little mini poll to see what people wanted to do next. I said we would go to a Moon-Shaped Pool, which is their most recent album, 2016, and asked what people wanted to hear, and the overwhelming majority vote, I don't know if it was overwhelming, but the majority said Dex Dark, which is the song we're going to do today from 2016's A Moon-Shaped Pool. Dex Dark, on first listen to A Moon-Shaped Pool, stood out to me as a top song. I don't think in other contemporary reviews of the album that it's a really popular, I mean, it's hard to say because A Moon-Shaped Pool isn't a popular album outside of Radiohead fans, but it's not a most liked song, and so I was surprised people didn't go with other ones. But I think Dex Dark is a good choice. I think there's a lot going on in Dex Dark. Dex Dark is one of the classic examples of Radiohead doing simple but complicated, beautifully complicated. Good luck on trying to determine what the song is really kind of about. It kind of is all over the place, but I think it has some themes that you can follow up on. Dex Dark was suggested by J.O., The World Collapsing, Coleman Diaz, Lucky Kid A, and Jubal Early 52. A lot of names we recognize from that list. If I doubled up, sorry. But I think let's just do Dex Dark.
And in your life there comes the darkness. There's a spacecraft blocking out the sky, and there's nowhere to hide. You run to the back and you cover your ears, but it's the loudest sound you've ever heard. And are we trapped, wrecked out class people? We are helpless to resist in a world darkest hour.
It's pretty weird. I get the feeling the intro. Didn't we also have like another intro pretty recently that had like a mysterious? I mean, a lot of Radiohead is, so we probably have. But I get the feeling that we just heard a song that was like the intro was mysterious, but had like this nice drum beat to it.
No,
I really.
Well, there's no drums really. I mean, there's percussion there, but it's not a lot to it. But yes, very simple, very simple.
Yeah.
I like the simpleness of the opening, which is the chorus, but it starts with the chorus. I like those descending quadruplets that you hear with the piano. It's part of the setup for a more bass-driven song. We just got the percussion drop there, and you'll get into that now. Mysterious is a good one for this song. It's a companion piece, perhaps, to but a companion piece, but a deeper meaning of the song off of OK Computer, which you haven't heard yet, which everybody knows which one I'm referencing. So, but eventually you'll do, and it's got kind of that aliens abduction theme to it. But this one probably has more meaning than just alien abduction, where the other one pretty much has an alien abduction theme.
was going to say this for later, but I gotta say it now. It feels without the like between Into Our Darkest Hour and But It Was Just a Laugh, and even like before, like up to that point, it feels surreal. Like the instrumentals, like it feels like it would be, besides the vocals, besides him singing, it feels like I don't know how I feel about this. It feels like I'm in like this. Ugh, it sounds weird, but like a dream almost. Like so, there's this thing. I don't want to get into it, but
You say that all the time. There's just one thing. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to get into it too much.
like on you. So I do YouTube Shorts a lot, which is like TikTok but better.
Sucker.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who like show like these pictures that are supposed to relax you, but they play like this really eerie music in the background sometimes. And like, even though the picture is supposed to make you feel calm, the music makes you feel like that picture is like kind of scary almost. Like a liminal space. If people know what that means, they'll know what that means. It's like a place that you've seen before, but you don't remember where, and it feels kind of creepy.
Yeah,
in many ways, yeah. And I feel like this is a song that just reminds me of that, and I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that.
There's no doubt that this song does that, and I think that got me the first time I heard it too. The theming that is on Subterranean, and which is the song from OK Computer, and then that exact part you're talking about, which almost has a little bit of exit music. Also from OK Computer, which you haven't reacted to yet. We should be doing those ones soon. And now lyrically, some of these lyrics remind me of some of the really early Radiohead stuff, where I'm sure it's embarrassing to Tom York to go back now. Not like Maquiadora, but the same era. Of Killer Cars and Inside My Head, just some of that original stuff that has no place, no real firm footing in Radiohead music now. The lyrics do that. So many elements of this song harken back. It's a callback to a place in my Radiohead brain, and it's interesting that it's a callback into a eerie place in your brain. You couple imagery with music, or imagery with storytelling, and you've got a much more powerful piece of art. Best example of that I can think of, when I was younger, I was, I don't know, maybe I was still in elementary school when Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark came out, that book. The scary stories were old stories that had been around for years. You tell them around a campfire, and yeah, they give you kind of a, that spooky feeling. Match it with the illustrations, and it was mind-blowing. It was like, it created a completely different environment, a completely darker environment than the stories alone. Couple something like a story, something like an image, and put it together. In this case, something like music, something like an image, put it together, and it makes it a deeper thing than just
that's kind of what I was going for.
Quadruplets.
That's kind of what I was going for, but kind of like swap it. Like you were saying, the story itself, like the words, is pretty creepy, but then you see the pictures and it makes it more creepy. I feel like just the way I was just saying it, the pictures, it's pretty calming, but then you add the music, and the music adds more depth to it. I'm like, I don't like that.
In your life, the crumbs and darkness, and a spacecraft blocking out the sky, and there's nowhere to hide. You run back and you call it.
I do love at the end. I gotta say, I never get tired of the switch from otherworldly, swirling around in your brain, going to the deep recesses of space and brain and time, and then suddenly this funky street walking pimp in the 70s music comes on, the bass line comes on with the piano, the bass and the piano playing the same thing, and it just sounds like some dude in a furry vest and a sweet furry hat with a big old feather in bright green just walking down the streets of New York in the 70s. That is not what the image they were going for, but that funk in that bass does sound like that. And to me, it takes you from this otherworldly, interplanetary to very grounded on Earth. You're right back where you started. Read into that what you will. There's a lot of reasons to love that song. This song, that's one of them.
Kind of like the first part, the first like maybe half-ish of the song was a bit like what I was just describing. Eerie reminds you of these like really creepy places, like a dream, like a psychologically creepy dream, something like that. And then the piano comes in. And then, like, when the piano comes in around here, and more stuff comes in, but I don't know, I just mainly focus on the piano. It kind of, like, gives it more color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, and then it kind of is a bit... his lyrics aren't happy, but it feels better.
I think Tom York finds a comfortable place in alien abduction because he never sees it as alien abduction. He sees it kind of how you're talking about, in a dream sense, in a introspective sense, and the blocking out the sky. I mean, it's just that's imagery that I think Tom York actually finds some comfort in, where the lyrics aren't extremely bright and happy and airy. But this song immediately follows a song called Daydreaming. And the warped imagery that song brings up, followed by this song, it really takes you places. You start off with "Burn the Witch."
That was this album?
Yes, that's the start of this album, and then it starts taking you through these musical landscapes that are just not the same, but not entirely different. And that's, I think, the Daydreaming Dex Dark 1-2 punch is a good choice. What would you give Dex Dark?
I always say a song is better when you have like something to connect it to, something to relate it to. Like you feel something. So maybe like a 7. Okay. I feel like this would be a really fun song to listen to on a night drive.
Yes. Or just, sitting around a quiet fire with your friends. Just looking up at the sky. Yeah, for sure. You can enjoy it in a lot of different environments, but you'll find a place for something like this, which is good. That's what you should be doing with Radiohead, because this song is not a Radiohead. A radio hit. They're not going to say, "Here's the new one from Radiohead, Dex Dark," and you turn it up. You have to hear it in time and appropriate space, and a podcast is time and appropriate space. This is a great album. A Moon-Shaped Pool is a great album. If you're a Radiohead fan and for some reason you haven't gotten into a Moon-Shaped Pool yet, put it on and listen to it beginning to end. There's so many good points in it. You initially didn't love Burn the Witch, but you liked it later. You didn't give Full Stop a great score. It was fine, but I don't really recall what you did with True Love Waits, which the bookend of True Love Waits and Burn the Witch is an interesting bookend to an album that has so much other depth. I like the simplicity of it. I like the layers of it. I like what the piano does. It's just an advanced. It really takes an advanced taste to like this kind of music. So good job, you're advancing. Let's get to drawings first. This is her drawing. It says, "There comes a time in life when you're in darkness," and yeah.
What are the odds? That's the first line in the song.
Kind of. Yes, it is. It is a variation of the first line. There's more to it than that. I think she is describing at a younger person's level something similar to what you were describing. That's what I think. I think she didn't want to explore art as much as just lyrics, because the places in her mind that the art would take her was just too bold for her tonight.
This is spot on.
Yeah. It's a guy saying, whoa. And another guy is looking pleasantly up toward the darkness above them. And is that the drawing the darkness could imply that he caught the emotion of a spacecraft blocking out the sky, or just the darkness that is the song in general, Deck's Dark. There's thought that Deck's Dark means on the spaceship it's an unmanned deck. On a song like this, composed this way, I wouldn't tell anybody they're wrong, whatever they think the interpretation of. The true interpretation of this song is that, and whatever follows is fine as far as your opinion goes. But someone commented that another comment along the lines of, you're just not getting it. You're not, stop trying. It looks like you're forcing it down his throat. And it was nicer than that. It wasn't exactly, I didn't take it as you're doing the wrong thing. It was just hey, he's not getting it, move on. My response is the same response that I think a couple of people gave, and that is that I've never believed that you're going to listen, especially, I don't know if you can listen to Deck's Dark and say, that is the greatest band of all time. I think that we've gone all over the library. There's much more to do, but I think you're getting the taste that they're different. They're always different. They're always trying stuff, and they never do it really bad, And I know, and I'm not putting this expectation on you, but I feel very strongly that in your adult life, if the name Radiohead comes up, there will be a bit of a reverence, a respect toward Radiohead. I don't think you'll be like, oh my gosh, my dad used to make me do this YouTube thing where he'd make me listen to those guys, and now I just can't stand them. No one's going to say that. You're not going to say that, I don't think. And that's good enough for me. The reality of it is, someone also mentioned this, and this is the truth. It's a project for me and you to do. This is specifically, we're doing this because it's a time for us to spend together to talk about music. We both enjoy music. I know we're not always on the same page about music, and I know that's true of everybody. You're never on the same page. But open up, listen to it.
Music connects to people in different ways. Imagine Dragons is Gen Z type music. Like you said in a role reversal, Dan Reynolds is connecting to, like, he's big on mental health, so his songs are kind of about mental health and stuff. Like, even if sometimes it's not obvious, but it's there, and as a teenager, you really feel that. His new album, there's a lot of emotional connection.
Let Radiohead, the melancholy of the 90s Radiohead, break you down to nothing so that Dan Reynolds can comfort you in 2022 and build you back up. Or say, at least, we're here for you. We know that Radiohead broke you, and now we're here to fix you. Keep leaving great comments. I hope that if you're just visiting this channel, or you're a regular subscriber but you don't comment. Say where you're from, or say what your favorite Radiohead song is, or always give a suggestion for a popular song that we need to listen to. We will get back to more of those. I know you're tired of me saying we'll get back to this, we'll get back to that. There's lots to do. We're excited to do it. Continue to love one another. Keep listening to music together. You're now leaving
the 15th floor.